Hello, friends. I'm really excited today because we have Mohamed Hussien joining us all the way from Cairo, Egypt. And it's the first time that we have someone from Egypt, which is quite special for me. So let me introduce you, Hussein. He is currently work as a service delivery specialist at Mckinsey, and he brings 12 years of extensive experience in various roles. So previously, he has worked as an agile coach, scrum master, business analyst, and a product owner. So today we will be discussing some crucial and important questions that Hussein finds highly important and frequently asked in Scrum Master interviews. So friends, before we begin, I kindly request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more real-time interview questions and show your support by hitting that like button. Your support means a lot to us. So now without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Mohamed Hussein. Hello, Mohamed. Thank you
Hello,
for joining us
Sunand.
today.
Likewise. Nice to meet you, Sunand. It was a great pleasure meeting you finally. Thanks a
Yes.
lot. I am really happy to be your humble guest at your awesome event. Uh, in just a brief, let me introduce myself in a little bit. I am Mohamed Hussien. I am 36. I have 15 years experience all in the software solution industry. Play the core role, starting from system administration till my current position at McKinsey as a service delivery. I am a PhD holder in artificial intelligence, especially NLP domain. I have a deep passion about agility, about business agility transformation, and I hope I will be the added value you are always looking for your podcasts and events. Thanks a lot, Sunand.
Thank you, Mohammed. Okay. So before we start with the Q&A, tell us that whether you have browsed our channel CareersTalk or not, or your other colleagues out there in Egypt, whether you guys follow us on YouTube or how's it?
Actually, my LinkedIn profile has more than 20k follower. I am pretty sure that once the recorded will be shared, I think it will have the great impact. And finally, I hope our session is delivering something or some value. I don't know where in the world it might affect, it might impact, but I am really sure that our intention is good, so its impact will be also
Okay.
whatever place in the world it will reach.
Okay. Okay. So if you allow, shall we start?
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the very first question is about matrices. So how do you track and measure the team performance and progress in a Scrum framework? Or if I have to ask you, which matrices do you find most valuable and why? That's very important.
Mhm.
Hussein?
Yes, actually, the first important issue is dealing with each team as a complete end-to-end new experiment, starting from determining definition of done, determining the definition of ready, lead time, cycle time, the estimation itself for the tasks and user stories, whatever it is, story point or it is man hours or it is days or whatever. I think this is the most important value. And using a tool, something like Jira, in terms of velocity tracking, in terms of tasks moving from in progress to do from to do to done, from done to testing till it goes to production. All of this was keep your eyes open in terms of burn up chart, burn down chart, investigating and determining the real lead time and cycle time. I think this is the most important factor you need to have in order to know in depth what is your team strengths and weakness so that you can overcome them better in the upcoming sprint. This is the most important tips for me, and I hope I answer your question, Sunan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Hussein, for that. Okay. So the next one is about conflict. So if you just describe any situation where there was a conflict within your team and how do you handle or work as a Scrum
Mhm.
Master, and what steps you have taken to resolve those conflict. So if you want to share something about that.
Actually, it always happen in the software solution industry or even with the team. I can remember one of the crucial situation in my period role as a Scrum Master. It was between the tech leads and the in terms of development, the technical development team and technical quality lead team. Regarding something of spikes that affects a core MVP scenarios in our backlog. I The technical development insists to have it into something like procedures or something like manual editing or manual testing, but the technical quality lead insists that the scenario itself it couldn't be covered. As a Scrum Master, you have a core role in terms of monitoring, in terms of coaching, in terms of bottleneck and embedment removal. So I call them for a separate meeting, also with the product owner, in order to discuss the issues in depth, knowing what is the best for the customer value, knowing what is the best from time to market perspective, from quality perspective, and from also our tech stack capability. It shouldn't be discussed in the general atmosphere with all members of the team. However, it is something like preferences or self-preferences. I am not here to audit you guys, but I am here to help you in order to reach some kind of a shareable understanding or a shareable roadmap regarding how to better overcome, how to better quality deliverables our situation. Finally, we got some agreement that some of the scenarios will be run manually, some other would be run in automated sequence, and we agreed on that by applying this, we will reach something of 17% quality deliverables. And as per the customer needs, and also as per the requirement, and also the MVP, it is a great percentage to hit. So was my way, and I think it reflected a great impact on the team. And finally, we already hit our goal in terms of a sprint goal, and the sprint itself goes smoothly with no major issues. Uh, I hope I answered your question, Sunat.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Hussein, for that. Okay, so let's talk about some common challenges which you have faced as a Scrum Master. If you want to, take some one or two examples, and most important, how you overcome those challenges. So just
Mhm.
give some sort of example from your past project. That will be great.
Actually, a lot of scenarios. The core one is the big difference between doing agile and being agile. A lot of teams, a lot of organization, a lot of business stakeholder pretend that they already implement agile, and they also screaming about, hey, agile doesn't reflect what it is promising to achieve. When you start building your own KPIs, when you start investigating your team and knows the pros and cons, and also understand the business domain, you comes to a deep result which tells that agility or agile, whatever the practice is, either Scrum, Kanban, or whatever, is uh, is like any other technology, has its own pros and cons. It is something that it is trade off. From my point of view, a lot of organization, a lot of teams think choose agility with not achieving a deep research about to what level agility principle or agility practices are fitting with their problem. The second part is which is really impressed me. Agile sometimes could be a pure waste in terms of if you already have up and running a solution with a customer satisfaction rate within the acceptance level, time to market within the acceptance level, and also team unity, team coherence, and team single stone with the acceptance level. So you don't have any kind of uncertainty. I mean, you don't have any kind of issues with the customer. The customer is already satisfied. So why you choose Agile? This was a core of the main the main situation I faced, especially in the Egyptian market or the Arabian Gulf market itself. From my point of view, I started to assess and I started to understand my team by applying some kind of assessment, which has come from our Scrum Bible, Zombie Scrum Survival Assessment. I started to share it with my team. I started to ask them and collaborate them to answering the question and waiting for the feedback that comes as per the pre-assessment put in the Zombie Scrum guide. From my point of view, I came to an awesome result about my team maturation, my team pros and cons, my team strengths and weakness. This leads me to better adjust and better control and assign them to the proper roadmap, especially in choosing which agility methodology is the most fit as per their context. So this happened to me when I was a Scrum Master, as I started my career as a Scrum Master, and also happened to me when I was Agile coach. I think it is the most important role is to understand your team and understanding whether or not agility principle or agility practices is really matter that they need. And as per the result you comes with after investigation surveys, asking questions, it will give you the most proper roadmap to build your team effectiveness. This is it in brief. I hope I answered your question, Sunand.
Thanks for that elaborated answer, Hussein. Thank you.
Most
Okay,
welcome.
so let's talk about reporting. So, how do you ensure that as a Scrum Master, you give a effective and a timely reporting to different stakeholders and management about the team progress, about
Mhm.
different risks or issues or impediments? So, what approach you use to report and how you engage with the various stakeholders?
Uh, Actually, my own approach is starting from building the risk matrix about my stakeholder, understanding their rules, understanding their importance level, and also understanding their influence level. And my own approach is starting with do not assume, especially when you are dealing with the stakeholder and the C-level or the business owner. From my point of view, I started to ask them directly, which business insight are you really care to hear or to have, and in which time frame, also by which methodology. Some kind of stakeholder need frequent feedback by end of each day. Some other need some kind of dashboard with statistics that reflect team progress and overall project progress. Some other needs to discussion and have a fixed time meeting by each build or by each sprint in order to discuss and track the overall progress of the sprint. So my own approach is by starting asking your stakeholder what they are really care about, what they are really need, in which format, and in which time frame. If you go in this methodology, I am 100% sure you will build the ownership and also the trustworthy of your stakeholder as a Scrum Master. Then you can choose as per the tools you are working with. If you are have the ability or have the authorization as let us say as a Jira administrator, you can build and extract an awesome report in terms of team velocity, resource allocation, time allocation, task burnout and burn down, and all of this stuff. And or if you don't have such a role and it is handled by someone else, I think by understanding your stakeholder matrices, your stakeholder business insight need, you can even build a frequent presentation that gives them the business insight and the overall progress of your squad, even or even the sprint you are really assigned to. Sorry. This is my own approach, and as per my experiment and my experience, it really achieved the goal and they make always most of customer and also most of the team member, also the stakeholder by the end of the day, satisfied and have the confidence that we have the Scrum Master really good control of all his toolbox, and he will be the technology geek we can count on. I hope I answered your question.
Great, great. I think yes, you have covered all the important points. Great, Hussein. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's talk about team management. So, how do you facilitate collaboration, communication, and self-organization within the team? So, if you can, if
Mhm.
one, you can just describe what are the methods which you use to create a positive team dynamics, and you have to ensure that everyone is working towards a common goal.
Mhm.
So that's a
Mhm.
challenging thing, but how do you going to manage that?
Actually, my main approach for this point is starting from how to keep my team always motivated. I think I have a great impact point that I was ex-technical and I played the core role with the Scrum teams as a developer, as a product owner, as a business analyst, as a Scrum master. So I have the toolbox and I have the common language that makes me easily communicate by each one of them individually. I think to build a single unit team, it is something about people management, not technical management. People management in terms of understanding their fairness, applying the psychological safety core point in the agility manifesto or the Scrum guide. Also, give them appreciation about any tiny scale progress they do, and make them not feel there is any kind of point fingering if someone fail or someone do something wrong. You are here as a servant leader, not an auditor. You are here to show a due care of help, a due intention of help, and your own flag and your own mark is if we fail together. If we success together. It is not about individualization, but it is also about the team collaboration, the team spirit. Begin to understand each one of them personally, understanding his personal, understanding his pros and cons, starting from reading his CV to understand what is the build up he comes from, and also keep my eyes open about anything that I see in a daily stand up or maybe in that's sprint planning or even in the retrospective. And I begin to build a trustworthy and ownership channel between each team individual. I think if it is a great effort, it is something that is not easy to catch. But I think if you show a dedication and if you show a great commitment and if you show real keen about your team effort and your team progress, you build a solid gearbox that can really rock the wall, whatever its thickness is. This is my own approach, and I think as per my experience and as per my diversity team leading and my diversity team engagement, it gives me a real success stories. I hope I answered
Great.
your question, student.
Yeah, great. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
so let's talk about team performance. So, how do you assess the team performance and how do you identify the areas for improvement? And if you could also
Mhm.
share how do you conduct the team retrospective and how do you use that insight gain to enhance the team performance and productivity out of the retrospective, that will be also
Mhm.
great.
Okay. From my point of view, it is something regarding the answer of your question. It is something that is already divided into three main pillars: pre, within, and after. Pre, in terms of keep your eyes open about how they are estimating their task, how they set the definition of done, how they set the definition of ready. What about the team collaboration in terms of senior level and technical leads, both of them with the junior? Are we implementing the technology aspect that is really fit to us in terms of BDD, TDD, automation, and all of this stuff? To what level they are understanding the value beyond what they are doing. It is not about making a ceremony and behaving like we have a scrum, but it is something that we are intent to being agile, not always doing agile. Address all of this point, keep your eyes about it, and track whether it is a continuous occurrence or it is just an ad hoc event. This is the first important part. The second one is make the team feel safety in terms of keep your eyes about the velocity and the burn up chart, the burn down chart in Jira, for example, to make sure that everyone estimated a task is really estimated it in terms of lead time, not only the development time. Lead time in terms of what I really mean, he already deliver his task with the most quality deliverables in terms of the business value. So I have an approach that by the planning itself, I insist with the product owner to represent and transparent what is the final business value for each user story. What is the most important value customer needs to see by implementing such a kind of epic or such a kind of features, making this transparent to all team members, whatever the role is. I think it reflects a great value in terms of minimal time of rollback of the tasks, minimal quality, let us say minimum quality drawbacks in terms of testing, and also better scenario coverage and better branch coverage. The third one is keeping the stakeholder and keeping the direct management away of the retrospective. It is not something that anyone like to have the direct manager in the team where he comes with, hey, I make this mistake. He will never say that I do a mistake, especially when his direct manager is already in the team. So I do my best and I insist to keep the manager away of the retrospective. Building some kind of Miro board, some kind of Canva board with some kind of emoji, with some kind of happy music they are really like, and starting asking for them about the addressing point I already take by the planning and as per the daily Scrum activities. Then I came with the strengths point, the weakness point, and I put my hands on the set of prioritization, the set of points that I need to keep my eyes open with, especially when it comes to lack of understanding, when it comes to some kind of personal support, some kind of lack of understanding for some kind of principle or some kind of technology aspect. By implementing this frequently and sprint by sprint, I think I build an evolve team unity who can be self-mature, self-organized, and I think I make them really self-effective team by a percentage between 18% to 19% if I am honestly with myself. I hope I answered your question, Sunat.
Great, great. Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so let's move to the next question, and this is about the progress evaluation. So, how do you ensure that the team is making a progress towards its goals and meeting the project deadline? So, What are the ways
Mm.
which you can do that?
Uh, Actually, there is no a direct answer, or there is no stereotype answer for such area of coaching.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But from my point of view, it is about each team member effort and each team member uh, uh, dedication and the commitment for his job. From my point of view, making the backlog items is clear, making the backlog prioritized and reflect the customer needs. Set the threshold, which is fixed in terms of CRs or any ad hoc needs that come from customer, in order to keep your team always away of any interrupt, giving them the chance to be 100% focused for the sprint goal. Uh, Also, give them the time frame, give them the allowance to read the backlog item, read the user stories, read the acceptance criteria and the access criteria, provide their questionnaire, whatever it is, sophisticated or trivial. There is um, the right to ask, the right to understand, the right to put their input. And by end of each sprint, as I just earlier said, we have a Miro board. Miro board tell us what we insist to have in the upcoming sprint to be achieved. And they begin to asking them, not interfering my own bias. Hey guys, we agreed on the last sprint as per our Miro board this to achieve ABC progress. To what level you are agreed or disagreed or maybe in between, we already achieve a clear progress. And starting to understand their thinking. Actually, you really learn more and more about your team. You will even not into their personal context, but also their own mind of the problem manipulation and the root cause analysis, and also the problem solving techniques. This is my own approach. This is my own technique that I keep my eyes open about the frequent progress, especially in terms of team effectiveness and also self-organized. I hope I answered your questions on it.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for that. Okay, it's quick. Okay, I think we are done for today. So thank you, Hussein, for taking the time to share your
Most
valuable
welcome.
experience with all of us. And we are eagerly anticipating many more sessions like this in future. And to our viewers, if you found this session valuable, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button and don't forget to subscribe. So see you soon and goodbye. Thank you, Hussein, one
Thanks,
more time.
Sunan. Thanks, Sunan. Thanks a lot.